As I promised you guys, I told you I'd give you an update and just came in when I picked up the two bandsaw blades on, I think it was Monday, 5 days ago. I picked up this as well, and I haven't even opened it to look at it, but it's straight from Starrett, Athol, Massachusetts, and there's a little symbol right there. It must be a more modern logo because I've never seen it before. And inside here is the crystal that I need for the dial indicator that I repaired, and it's the only thing left. Oh yeah, it is beveled, eh? It's really beveled. So there we go. Look at the bevel on that. It's got quite the cut. I think it's almost more than a 45-degree bevel on there. Hard to say. So that, I found a jeweler, a local jeweler, that said he could press it in for me. So my plan is to pull the needles back off. I never did get around to cleaning up the needles. I'll show you the. It's really well packaged. In this case here, I've got I got 4 of my dial indicators, and one of them is the metric one with the lens missing. This one's missing a lens, and this one too. But that's for another day. But right now, I want to pull these 2 little needles off, clean them up with maybe some steel wool, give them a little bit of fast dry black paint, and bring it over, because I'm a little nervous about reinstalling the bezel. I can get the bezel off, but putting it back on with a brand new piece of glass in there, I don't know. So maybe I'll let him do that. He's got more experience, the jeweler. And he said he'd do it for like 20 bucks. So probably going to take him 5 minutes. If he lets me, I will videotape it and put that into the video as well. And the bezel on this got a few scratches, but I mean, it's going to kind of match this indicator. It's, it's seen better days, but it still works fine. So be great to have a new glass lens on there. So that's what I'm going to do. That's coming up next. Let's see if we can get the jeweler to do that. Okay, my trip to the jeweler panned out okay. I asked him if he could press that in for me. He said he's never done that on a dial indicator. So I went ahead, did it myself. You can see the little radius. It left a few marks. His press was aluminum. It was not plastic. I think I needed a different type of press. But and when it comes down to it, it was $4.80 for that crystal. It's not crystal. I thought crystal, it must be black. It must be glass. So it's not glass, it's plastic. I got it in. I didn't want this thing sitting in my toolbox for 10 years. Broken, if I can get it into working condition. This one here, I looked at it closer too, it's plastic. So I think all Starrett dial indicators have plastic lenses. They call them crystals. Crystal. I don't know why, because crystal to me sounds like glass. So that's done. That job's done now. I didn't clock it perfectly. It's a little off, and so is this one here. It's supposed to be clocked at the top. The needle's supposed to be pointing straight up when you let it go. But I don't really want to pull this one apart, so I'm going to leave it like that for now. Maybe one day, if I'm bored, I'll work on it and do that. So I don't know if I ever showed this this micrometer. I didn't have a 2 to 3 inch micrometer for my workshop at work. So I wanted to bring one down there, and I didn't want to be left with nothing here at home. And then it turns out I did have 2 at home here, the home shop. So, but in the story I have for you though is I've been watching on Kijiji for this kind of thing, and a little bit of dirt you see here is the actual foam. I took it out, it's disintegrating. So he was asking, I think he was asking 35 or 40 for this. I offered him 30 and he accepted that. So to me that sounded like a very reasonable amount of money. That's kind of a budget tool. I don't really want to spend a fortune on these. So they are out there, but the foam is completely disintegrated. So I've got a piece of foam here. I'm just going to cut with some scissors and put it in there. So here's the old foam. It's just completely falling apart. I don't know if it's the humidity or what it is, but it was leaving chunks on the actual micrometer stuck to it. So right there. So I'm not gonna. I don't want to leave it like that. I'll just cut a new piece of foam, stick it in there. It's a little thicker than it should be, and it's not the right color, but I don't care. So there's another addition to the shop. Nice tool. Mitutoyo. And the 2 dial indicators. 2 Starretts. We'll be spending time together. There's another dial indicator that I had out when I first shot the beginning of the first parts of this. And I just keep forgetting to show you guys, but it's a Mitutoyo. It's been well used. It's got 2 inches of travel, so it's nice. Well, really, it was filthy dirty, but there's a problem with this one. It's not doing it right now, but that middle dial, see, it's kind of moving there. Whatever's supposed there, it's moving there now. It's not supposed to move, so that's something I want to fix. Whatever's supposed to hold it is not holding it, so maybe over the winter. I'm not gonna start into this today. I want to get going on the WF Wells bandsaw, try and finish that up. But there's something. I'll never be bored. There's always something to do around here. Thanks for watching.